Today, we're talking about the real reason why Tyrion Lannister murdered his father Tywin in A Song of Ice and Fire, and how it differs from the show. This moment is critical for Tyrion's character and is a defining moment in the story, with more depth in the books than what we see on screen. Let's start with the basics. In both the show and the books, Tyrion's relationship with Tywin has been strained from the beginning. Tywin despises Tyrion for being a dwarf, blaming him for the death of his wife, Joanna, who died giving birth to Tyrion. Tywin has always resented Tyrion's presence, viewing him as a disgrace to House Lannister. This deep-seated hatred is evident throughout Tyrion's life, as Tywin constantly demeans him, denies him respect, and limits his opportunities within the family. In the show, Tyrion's motivation for killing Tywin is largely centered on the betrayal he feels after being unjustly accused of poisoning King Joffrey and sentenced to death. He discovers his lover Shae in Tywin's bed, a shocking betrayal that leaves Tyrion devastated. This betrayal and the lifelong resentment from Tywin push him to kill his father in a fit of rage and hurt. But while this setup is powerful, it simplifies the reasons behind Tyrion's actions. The show focuses on the immediate betrayal of Shae and Tywin's cruelty, which leads to Tyrion's impulsive decision to pull the trigger. In the books, however, there's an additional layer of betrayal that cuts much deeper for Tyrion. Just before he escapes from King's Landing, Jaime, his brother, confesses something devastating. Tysha, Tyrion's first love, wasn't actually a prostitute, as Tywin had led him to believe. Tyrion had once fallen in love with a young woman named Tysha, who he thought was simply a commoner. But when Tywin found out, he staged a cruel deception, convincing Tyrion that Tysha was hired by Jaime as a prostitute to make a man out of him. Tywin then forced Tyrion to watch as his guards took turns raping Tysha, with Jaime also taking part, all while Tyrion was forced to pay her as if she were a whore. This event scarred Tyrion for life, embedding a sense of shame and self-loathing that never left him. When Jaime finally reveals that Tysha was not a prostitute, but genuinely loved Tyrion, the truth shatters him. Tyrion realizes that Tywin's cruelty cost him the one real relationship he ever had, and that his father orchestrated this traumatic event to humiliate him. This betrayal cuts far deeper than anything Tywin has ever done, and it turns Tyrion's pain into fury. He sees that Tywin has not only hated him his entire life, but has also robbed him of love and dignity in the most brutal way possible. This revelation is what pushes Tyrion over the edge. By the time he reaches Tywin, he is consumed not just by rage, but by a desire for revenge against the man who destroyed his life and betrayed his love. Tyrion's murder of Tywin is not an impulsive reaction to finding Shae in his bed, as it appears in the show. It's the culmination of years of abuse and manipulation, brought to a head by Tywin's lies about Tysha. When Tyrion confronts Tywin in the books, their exchange is tense and filled with anger. Tyrion demands to know where Tysha went after Tywin had her cast out, but Tywin, as usual, refuses to give a straight answer. Instead, he coldly responds with the line, "Wherever whores go," a dismissal that strips away any last ounce of humanity Tyrion might have seen in him. This final insult cements Tyrion's decision. He realizes that his father sees him as nothing more than a disgrace and has no remorse for the suffering he's inflicted on him. Tywin's death, in this context, isn't just revenge. It's a way for Tyrion to break free from a father who has controlled and ruined his life. Another aspect that's different in the books is Tyrion's inner turmoil. After killing Tywin, Tyrion is haunted by the realization that he has become a kinslayer, a grave sin in Westeros, and that he's crossed a line he can never return from. This event drives Tyrion down a darker path, with a profound sense of anger and bitterness that shapes his journey in the later books. In the show, the murder of Tywin is impactful, but the deeper emotional weight and the long-standing trauma that motivates him in the books aren't as deeply explored. So, the real reason Tyrion killed Tywin in the books isn't just about Shae or an impulsive act of anger. It's a lifetime of resentment, humiliation, and betrayal, coming to a head when Tyrion learns that his father robbed him of true love and dignity. The show captures some of this, but the books give us the full story. A devastating betrayal that makes Tyrion's choice to kill Tywin a tragic but inevitable moment. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.